Okay, so what I'm hearing you say, Kadian, is that you know you want to further your education for sure. There's no question about that. You know you want to do something that involves your beliefs, your religious beliefs. You don't want to have to not incorporate those in your daily life. And you're looking for like purpose, like kind of what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, you know you want this degree for sure, even further, but what is it exactly you're going to do with that? And that's frustrating and it's kind of stressful, right?
Yeah.
What have you done so far as trying to narrow this down?
I've been like really researching different like options in the field,
Okay.
and I've stumbled across like social work and stuff like that, and I kind of just eliminated those because it's really not where I want to be. Like I've eliminated like correctional, like in a correctional facility. I've eliminated social work. I've eliminated quite a bit of options actually. So yeah, I don't know. I've just been researching and trying to figure it out, but it's very hard for me.
Does it feel overwhelming?
Yeah, it feels.
So you've done a lot of research, it sounds like, and you know what you don't want to do, at least mostly what you don't want to do. Certain areas you don't want to be in. Okay. Have you looked into where you may want to be? I mean, there's so much. I can imagine you're overwhelmed, and it's completely understandable.
Yeah, I have tried that.
Okay.
But again, the field is very broad and it's just really hard to narrow it down. Also, like, I was thinking about it and I'm not sure if I really want to do something that's one on one. I'm not sure if that's kind of for me because there is a lot of, I don't know if it's because of my age or maybe the way I was raised, but like biases that I have at the moment that I'm aware of and I'm trying to change. But right now I don't think I could provide equal care to people of all everything right now. So that's
Okay.
very hard.
It sounds like you've done some research for sure. You know what you don't want to do. That's good. One-on-one is definitely a good thing to have narrowed down from. So that kind of changes your dynamic, so to speak, of what you're looking for. So it sounds like you might be looking for something that's more of a group setting or a behind the scenes setting.
I don't know about group either. I don't know if I necessarily want to work like, I don't know how to word this, but
Just however you feel comfortable.
excuse me. I don't know if I want to work in a group setting or like just like with people.
Okay.
Like in general, maybe I kind of want to work more on the more research side of it, or like writing articles about it or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So writing articles about it is something that would, when you say it, do you mean just the field or the social work or kind of what's going on?
Yeah, the human services, excuse me.
Okay.
Human services, like field, psychology field.
Okay.
I applied to Delaware State University undergraduate program for the psychology BS, and that's research based. And then I'm minoring in writing.
So it sounds like you have a solid plan thus far. You know, for your immediate future, you have a solid plan. And do you feel like you're learning more as you go along through your education process? As you're going through these classes, do you feel like you're getting closer to maybe having a better idea?
Yes and no,
Okay.
because the more I learn, the more I want to do, but also the more I learn, the more I don't want to do, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
And I also don't want to be in this like little box, like about like this is what you're doing, this is your job requirements, this is what you do every single day. Like that's not ever been something that I've envisioned in my life that I wanted to do, where I just want to like, like, okay, let's say I'm a social worker, like I have these specific job requirements where I see different families all the time, but like it's like this one specific thing that I'm doing, and I don't want to do that. That's like, I have so many interest in all of the field of psychology, social work, all of that. I don't want to just be limited to, you know what I mean?
To one thing. So you don't want to be limited on just one area or
Yeah.
have guidelines that you have to follow at
Yeah.
all times, and just faces are changing.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm saying? So that's what I'm hearing you say, is that you don't want to be doing the same thing over and over and over again with just different faces, with certain guidelines you have to follow. And I imagine that would come along with burnout in the future. So it sounds like you have a lot of really good skills. So what I'm hearing you say is that there's a lot of interests that you have, and you're very aware of what your interests are, but then there's more. When you see one interest, you have more interests. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you also sound like you're very creative and you want to utilize that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, what about deal breakers? Do you have any deal breakers when it comes to your career? Meaning that this is something I absolutely don't want to do. There's no way I'm going to do it. This is
Social work.
social work. So that does eliminate a good portion.
Yeah.
Not there's so much. It doesn't eliminate everything, but that does eliminate a good portion.
Yeah.
And I heard you say you don't want to do the social work because it's essentially the same phases and a lot of guidelines.
Yeah. Also, like, counseling, like, I don't know. When I first signed up to like be in the human services like program, whatever, I was like I'll be a counselor, like I'll love it so much. And then like learning about it, I'm more like, I don't know if I really want to do that, because I'm sitting one-on-one with a client that I have to give unconditional positive regard for, regardless if they're there because they like are court mandated because they've abused their wife or whatever the case is. I have to give them unconditional positive regard. And then, like I said, there are some biases that I need to like figure out before I can do that, you know? So that's like another part of it.
Well, it's great that you're very aware. You're aware that you have these biases, and I can completely understand it. I think that a lot of people who start in the human services field don't even realize that they have them. Until you start to go through these classes and go further, you'll start to realize, oh wow, I think, I don't know if I could do that. And I think it's great. And I think exploring has a lot to do with this whole process.
Yeah.
You've told me things you definitely don't want to do, and that includes social work, one-on-one. So what are some things that you do want to do? I understand that you don't know exactly what it is you want to do, but what are some ideas that you have?
I really love to learn about this stuff. I have said it like all my life, I could be a student forever. I really could. I mean, I love to learn about this stuff, so that's why I'm kind of gravitating more towards the research part of psychology rather than like the one-on-one. So that's something that I would definitely like be interested in, like just like learning about a lot of it. But then they're like, what career could I make out of studying this stuff?
Okay, you've done a lot of research so far, but have you researched researching? Are there careers there has to be researchers, right? Does that give you a lot of positive? Is that what makes you feel good? Because long term, you want to do something that makes you feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Have you explored that? I know you enjoy learning, but is that what makes you feel really good?
I mean, yes. I really like my dream, whatever job or whatever you want to say, would be to be able to use the knowledge that I get from this field and portray it in a way that is not black and white, like I'm giving you advice, but like in a way that maybe you can interpret it, like through, like I said, maybe writing articles about it, or like making like just making people more aware about the situations that are going like on in the world, maybe through like a documentary or like I said, writing, or like something of that nature, rather than some black and white, like, you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, that's exciting. So it sounds like you're getting closer. You're getting a lot closer to that thing that, because you turned around and you got excited, you know. So I think that's great. It does make you feel good. That's awesome. And so what I'm hearing you say is you want to do something that's important. Provide people with this knowledge that's more than just in a book, that's black and white, that this is the way it is.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Sincerely, that's awesome. Kadian, you've looked into some job titles that you found interesting. You know some things you don't want to do, and you're working on narrowing that down.
Yeah.
But it does sound to me like you're very interested in researching and providing it in a different way than what's already been done. So being innovative is something that you are on track for. And I think, you know, you're making all the right steps. You really are.